Hello guys, Jordan Talks back again with another video, and this is my week 5 review. If you haven't seen my last video, it's my review on the Browns versus the 49ers game. And if you didn't know, I'm a Browns fan, so that wasn't the greatest of videos to make, I guess, because it wasn't a great game as being a Browns fan. But nevertheless, we crack on with the rest of the league. And this week, a lot of teams who I predicted to be bad at the start of the season won the game, and a lot of teams who I predicted to be good lost. So what do I know, eh? But we're going to start off with a bit of news that came out yesterday. Jay Gruden gets the sack from Washington after starting the season 0-5. Dan Snyder arranged this meeting to be at 5 a.m. Day after a game, and the bloke's just a prick. Sorry, mind my French, but that guy, I mean, so much stuff you read about him and the amount of stuff that he doesn't do for that franchise and all these different things. And you quite often see players who've left saying the culture is very strange around there, and it's not that they don't like the head coach or the coaches. It's very much the higher ups, and I can't stand that bloke. And I mean, Jay Gruden, he's been dealt a bad hand, really, hasn't he? I mean, over the last few years, what has he been expected to do? They haven't got a great roster. Overplayed for a few players and brought in a few here and there, but I mean, when your best player doesn't want to play for you, Trent Williams, the left tackle, that's his name, isn't it? Trent Williams, yeah. I mean, he's your best player. He doesn't want to play for you, and they're saying it's a contract holdout, but then there's reports saying it's because of the medical staff, and he had to have a serious surgery over the off-season, I think, or maybe it was early summer. Injuries have been misdiagnosed. I mean, Jordan Reed's career is shot to bits because the amount of concussions he's got. So many players down the line like that. I mean, they even messed Colt McCoy's injury up when he broke his leg. He required further and further surgery because it was misdiagnosed and all these different things. But they never seem to change that as a franchise. And yeah, I mean, I hope that team that win a game this season, and they've drafted this quarterback Haskins, and he's not ready to play, but they're throwing him in the fire, and I don't think Jay Gruden ever wanted to pick him, did he? That was out there, wasn't it, in the media, that it wasn't even his choice. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if, to be honest, they probably done him a favour. And it won't be long until he's on the sideline again. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on that Raiders sideline with his brother John in the next few weeks, because obviously they live and breathe football, that family. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me there. And talking of John Gruden, we're going to start off with the Raiders here, who come to London and absolutely put it on the Bears. Fair play to them. Won a couple in their own now, and they're actually looking like quite a good team. I mean, they've beat the two teams they've beat in the last few weeks, the Colts and the Bears. I mean, people like those teams. People rate them. People think they've got a good chance to go in the playoffs. So they haven't beat just some nobodies. And I'm not gonna lie. The game wasn't the greatest, was it? Not the prettiest game for the London fans to watch. But when the Bears come back and tied it up, I think everyone thought they're gonna go on and win that one. But fair play to the Raiders. They went on and won that one, and they moved to 3-2. Throw an egg in my face, and I'm pretty sure throw an egg in quite a few people's faces, but it seemed like everyone was picking the Bears to win that one. And the Raiders' divisional rivals, the Chiefs, they lost at Arrowhead. I wasn't expecting to be saying that many times this season, even if at all saying that. It's well renowned that their home crowd is electric, and Sunday night football, that atmosphere must have been rocking in that stadium. But fair play to that Colts team, bouncing back after a bad defeat last week against the Raiders and going to Arrowhead and beating them. I mean, the Colts defense played really well. I mean, at some points they made Mahomes look normal, which is a hard thing to do. He didn't have his greatest game, did he, Patrick Mahomes? But He still threw for a boatload of yards. But yeah, fair play to that Colts defense, very inspired. And then people are saying, "Oh, the Chiefs are missing this person, this person, this person." Let's not forget with this Colts defense, they're missing two of their best players, Darius Leonard and Malik Hooker, and they're two great young players on that team. And yeah, so you can say the Chiefs are missing this and this, but the Colts, they were missing some key players as well. So you can't blame that. You can't use that as an excuse, sorry. So they moved to 3-2 and joined the Texans on 3-2 in the AFC South. And the Texans absolutely put it on the Falcons, didn't they, with a 50-burger? I mean, Will Fuller went absolutely berserk. 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mad. When that guy's healthy, him and Hopkins they're a handful. Both of them are vertical threats big time, and both of them go and attack the ball. But this Falcons team, I thought they were going to be good this season. I'm sure I'm not the only person, but Dan Quinn has got this defence all wrong. I mean, one of the worst defences in the league. I mean, they have been for the last few years. Their offense has been able to bail them out of many situations. Even the year they went to the Super Bowl, they had one of the worst defences in the league, but their offense was just incredible. But since Kyle Shanahan's gone, that offense has gone down to the middle of the pack, and they can't keep up with how bad their defense is. So for Dan Quinn to be a defensive coach and that defense to be playing that bad, I mean, I know the owner Arthur Blank said he's backing him and whatever, but yeah, I think he's the next to go for me, and especially if they don't win their next game. And then finally, Minshew Magic had to come to on hold for a week, as the Panthers beat them in a game that went back and forth actually for most of the day. There was points where I thought, the Jags might get in front of here, but the Panthers kept going well, and Kyle Allen's 3-0 at the start of the season now. And is there going to be a bit of a quarterback controversy going on when Cam Newton becomes fit? I mean, I can't see them starting him, and if they do, it might wreck the flow of this offense, etc. But it was all down to run CMC, wasn't it? And that's where we're going to start today with the high five. So if you don't know, the high five is where I pick 5 players who had a big performance over the weekend or achieved something which is worth talking about. And start off with Christian McCaffrey, and he had over 230 yards on offense to go along with his 3 TDs, and he's put his hat right in the ring now for the MVP. I mean, a lot of chat about him now being the MVP. Can he become the MVP? He's doing that for all the white running backs out there, isn't he? But yeah, he's just incredible. He doesn't look like he could be stopped at the moment. For a guy who's coming out of college, they are saying he might be a bit too small. His duration, will he be able to absorb the hits? He looks just fine. And yeah, shout out to Christian McCaffrey, and he's putting the team on his back whilst Kyle Allen is still learning on the job. So fair play to him, and they're still winning games. Next up for the high five, we've got Josh Jacobs, another running back. And it's only right to put a player who played in the London game in there, and he absolutely ran all over the Bears, didn't he? He ran them out of London. He ran them out of the country. Yeah, he's been a lot of fun to watch this year. Coming out of the draft again, people are saying he's been overdrafted, he's not good enough, all this, all that. But he's over 100 yards again, 2 TDs. So shout out to Josh Jacobs, high five for him. Next up, we've got another running back, and just a guy who's absolutely destroyed the Cowboys for a few quarters, and that's Aaron Jones. I mean, he was unstoppable over those first 3 quarters, wasn't he? I mean, everything that the Packers offense done was through him, and he put up some serious numbers, and it just seemed like every time he got the ball, something great was going to happen. He got 4 TDs, which is no mean feat. I mean, not many players get 4 TDs in a... Well, some starting running backs won't even get that in a season. I mean, fair play to Aaron Jones there. So, yeah. And I know he could have probably got a few more yards, but that Packers offense in the 4th quarter just seemed to dial it down a bit. The game was already in hand. Although at some points it did look like the Cowboys may come back, but no, Packers win that one. Next up, Deshaun Watson. I mean, the high five for the man with 5 TDs. Why not, eh? He's absolutely electric, isn't he? He absolutely lit the Falcons up. It was quality to watch. And the reason I put him in here over Will Fuller is because, not just because of his 5 touchdown performance, and I think he had 5 incompletions in the game, but his press conferences after the game seemed to be becoming like what did the defense show you today? And he's teaching you all of these things about what he's seeing from the other team's defense, and it's quality to learn stuff like that. As a general fan like me, I don't know loads about the game. I'm still learning, and he's teaching you all these different little things. It's very cool to see a player of his stature doing that sort of thing. So yeah, shout out to Deshaun Watson. High five for you. And then finally, we have someone who, it wasn't exactly what they done on the pitch, but it was managing to walk off the pitch was the reason he's on here today, and that's Mason Rudolph. I mean, I actually thought he was dead. It was quite scary, actually. I mean, as soon as he took that lick, he was out cold, and he was just stiff. And I mean, you can always tell with the players' reactions. And yeah, it was. I don't understand it that when these sorts of things happen, the cameras can't help themselves but be right in on the action, showing the person on the floor. I mean, and repeating the big hit over and over again. Don't get me wrong, everyone likes to see a big hit when they're watching NFL. Some people only watch it for the big hits. But until you know the players are right, I don't think you should be showing replays or even show the person on the pitch. Because if someone was to die out there, I mean, that footage is just going to be there, and I mean, there's going to be young kids at home thinking, I've just seen someone die. So I think they need to sort that out somehow. But the fact he managed to get back on his feet and walk off the pitch was a miracle to me. I mean, whoever's in charge of those those motorised trolleys to take the players off the pitch, whoever's in charge of them needs to get sacked, because the fact the staff couldn't get it off the field because they didn't have to bloody work it, or it ran out of battery or something, that's shocking. I mean, luckily, he woke up and he managed to walk off the pitch, but my God, yeah, whoever's in charge of that, they need talking to. But yeah, high five for Mason Rudolph. Hope you're all right. And yeah, prayers up for you, man. And yeah, that's it for this week. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and leave a comment. And if you're new around here, subscribe. That would be a great help. If you haven't watched my previous video, have a look at that one. That's me having a look at my Browns against the Niners. I mean, that's not the greatest viewing for me, but, you know, have a look at that, see what you think. And I'll be back at the end of the week with my review of the preview of next week's slate, and a preview of the Browns versus the Seahawks, which is going to be a good game, I suppose. But yeah, like I said, if you have enjoyed the video, give it a like. That would be much appreciated. But until later on in the week, peace out.